Take a sip of water and I'll be good. Excellent. Cool, test. Ooh, you're doing a lock today as well?
I will just look.
Okay. Awesome, excellent. Yeah, audio seems good. Just gonna hear myself back real quick. Don't want to be too loud. Move my little mic ball. Hello, everyone. Thanks for popping in. Cool. Yeah, so it all starts with the cube, as per usual. Today we have Antoine on stream. It's been a little while. I think maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks since we last had him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be exciting. He's been assigned some tasks recently. One has been a fire sprinkler, the other is a lock and key, and we will be doing that today, which is pretty neat. Sounds like an important object to have. Uh, yeah, let me just go through my notes real quick. But yeah, it's been a little bit, as I said, I think last time on stream he was experimenting with Blender on a simple object. Antoine is pretty proficient in a variety of modeling programs. It's pretty crazy. It's a good trait to have, but for now we'll be sticking with the Autodesk programs. I do believe this is 3ds Max for today. Awesome, good stuff. As per whether John or Sean can join today, they're both extremely busy, as per usual, for obvious reasons. So they'll pop in if they can to help answer questions, but otherwise it'll mostly just be Antoine and I chilling out here. I'll definitely try and answer anything that's been answered in the past. And if you have anything specific towards modeling, maybe Antoine can help out in that department. But apart from that, yeah. Um,
Yeah, I can try. In French, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, true. Antoine is very proficient in French. I wish I was bilingual. I wish I studied French more because it would help a whole lot right now, especially when we have people from all over the globe as a part of Asylum and fans too. We have a very strong French community for sure. Um, cool. Will players be able to use the padlock or is it just a cosmetic? Honestly, I wasn't even aware that this was assigned yet, so I'll definitely check with Sean later because he was the one that gave out the task. I'm gonna write that down real quick. Can you use padlock? Cool. But yeah, I will definitely try and answer questions where I can from both the Twitch chat and the Discord. And we will watch Antoine model this. It's pretty cool how things start from such small, simple shapes. Although the master lock on the left, as you see, is kind of already in a rectangular shape, but it's cool. It's cool. Also, while I still have everyone trickling in, I'd like to link you guys to the forums. Basically, when Town Square comes out, I did follow up on getting a budget PC, and I want to see how well it runs on older hardware. If you guys have any suggestions about what programs to use to monitor the hardware as the game is running, for the FPS counter, things like that. If you have any general comments you'd like to leave, definitely comment in that thread, and I'll take note of it, and I'll try and shape a video up around the time, well, a bit after Town Square comes out. This isn't anything I've been put up to do by John or anything. It's completely with my own money, and it's just I have a fascination with budget gaming rigs, so I'd love to try and get an answer because one of the most frequently asked questions we get is regarding the minimum specs. So, um, if anything, it'll be a decent supplement to what the developers are doing with their rigorous testing. Um, anyways, yeah. Also, the dollar bill mark started on a few weeks ago. I took a peek at it before hopping on stream today. It's looking very good. I'll see if he's free Thursday for the stream because it'd be cool to show it off. If it's busy, I'll still try and get him on at some point in the future. But it's looking nice. It's the $100 bill and very American looking. Since the new shop is to come up before Town Square, is there an ETA for it? Really, the answer I got from John recently was that it should be out either before or alongside Town Square. Same thing with some new media. He'd love to show off at least a few clips of features within Town Square. Um, But yeah, it should be very soon. I'm looking forward to the new shop a lot because being able to pay with credit cards is going to help a lot of people. PayPal's been finicky a little bit over the past month or so. We've definitely been on the phone with them to help rectify some of the vague errors some users have been getting. It's not widespread, but even in our office the other day, we tried just doing a test with it, clicking like the buy now button. For some people, it wasn't working. For others, it was working fine. PayPal just goes up and down from time to time. It's a cool service. It's just good that we will be adding more options to help alleviate that sort of thing. Um, and just to talk a bit about the new shop, uh, we will have the current pledge reward packages remain up there for about a week. And then things will change to a piecemeal type thing where you'll be able to buy items individually. And the way it's set up is that if you have a package right now, or you buy one of the packages we have right now during that week where we keep them the same, you'll be getting a good deal. I know John and Sean and even me a little bit, we all took a look at the items recently and we're figuring out we were figuring out what will stay, what will be changed, and price changes as well. So uh, that's really the number one priority is we want to make sure that people who pledged early are getting a good deal. Um, But I'm very excited for this new website with the new shop. Should be very useful to a lot of players. Is the game going to be allowed to be streamed when it goes live? Certainly, any pre-release content we put out in terms of like the modules, the beta, etc. There's no NDA. You're free to play it and stream it and make videos because we really want to hear feedback. If people offer constructive criticism, we're not going to turn that away. We're going to really try and improve and make the game fun for as many people as possible. I've been doing that a lot already in terms of people providing suggestions about like what mechanics should be in the game, what customizations, what vehicles, and etc. Um, just today, I sent John like a whole bunch of pictures of cars, and while he said it was too early to really decide on what sort of vehicles there will be since we're totally focused on Town Square right now. He will use them as references for later if need be. And I know I did send a bunch of clothing to Motown a week or two ago, and he likes some, so he he'll be using that as references too. So definitely any feedback you guys have in terms of videos or streams, uh, definitely feel free to let us know and show that stuff to the public because you don't improve in isolation. It's a community thing. Also, sorry for being slow as a molasses scrolling down the chat as I usually am. Uh, how will we get our keys on release date? I asked John this multiple times recently, actually. And what I know for sure he wants to do is that somewhere on the identity site, there's going to be a button or a section that says like show Steam key. And it's gonna allow you to link it up with your Steam account. So maybe a pop-up will come up, you log in on your Steam on the identity site, and then you'll get your key. We also want to send out emails. Originally, I think the plan was to have the keys in the emails, but that might lead to some issues. So you might just get an email saying, hey, you can go claim your key now. Uh, and that's probably how we're going to do it. I'm going to send in the Twitch chat uh, clips from last time we talked about this, which is it's basically the same thing I just reiterated, but it's always good to hear it straight from the developers. And this time, when I post links, I'll actually make sure that there's a space in between because I know that was an issue last time someone pointed it out. So hopefully this link will work. If it doesn't, let me know. And then there was another right underneath that. But yeah, John will make sure that there's some indicator in your account details or on the shop page or somewhere on the identity site where you will be able to get your key because that is extremely important. Uh, actually, one moment. Someone is asking if you can carry people away on a stretcher, and I think I asked this before. Here, I'll post the response. I believe the answer was no. Medics or EMTs, I should say, will be doing the healing on site. You won't be taking people back to a hospital. This is for the full game, obviously. For Town Square, it's just social interactions. Um, Here we go. Tell me if that link works. Can I get an invite for the Discord? Certainly. Um, will it come out at 19th of April? Town Square is currently scheduled for the 23rd, which is 6 days. It's exciting. I'm anxious, but I'm excited. Um, and unless you were referring to the shop, which, as I said earlier, it should be before or during Town Square's release. If one of the devs show up, I'll definitely inquire about that again because it's always good to have the most up-to-date information. But I honestly haven't heard otherwise, nor has Jade. I know he gets asked that question a lot on his streams too when the game is coming out, things like that. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. It's been weird. We actually had an ice storm a few days ago, yesterday actually, and literally it was a murder getting to work. Now it's snowing, and I just really hope spring comes, because ugh. Um, yeah. Usually there are moderators around, but I suppose today they're all busy. Sorry for not answering questions super fast. They usually do help hit the nail on the head for a lot of frequently asked questions. Speaking of frequently asked questions, I know this is all the same for you regulars, but we do have a giant Twitch clip directory that I've been maintaining for the past little while. It's been kind of vacant in the last few weeks because it's been hard to get the devs on stream, but it's a recording of all of our previous questions and answers on the stream. You can learn a few pretty neat things from there. A very helpful resource. When we do get the new website up, we should at some point have a whole lot more information about the game and about the modules. That will eventually be the best place to see new stuff. But seeing as the old site is about to get rid of, or about to be gotten rid of, the information is still pretty old. So this Twitch clip directory is a great supplement for that in the meantime. What will the country in game be named? In terms of the island, uh, it doesn't have a specific name. We don't know if you want to give it a name because for RP reasons, it might be better just to let community servers make up their own lore. Um, The coolest suggestion I've heard, I can't remember who made this up, but the coolest suggestion I've heard, in my opinion, anyways, is calling it Melissa, which is just Asylum backwards, like Melissa Isle, which is neat. But I would love to hear suggestions from the community. I think there was a thread about this a few months ago, actually, when the topic first came up. But as far as I'm aware, there isn't an official name for the island or the country or whatever you want to call it in the game. It will be based off of the Carolinas in the US. So that will hopefully give you some idea as to what kind of geography you'll see. But yeah, hello. Thank you guys for popping in. It's nice. Antoine, by the way, is the guy who did the pool table that I posted on Friday that a lot of people liked. So kudos to him. This guy's been doing work for us for a long time. And John said the pool table will eventually be interactable. You'll eventually be able to shoot some pool, not on day one of Town Square, but he said it wouldn't be necessarily a too difficult of a thing to implement. It is just billiards, and he's excited. He loves putting in small little mini game type stuff. Uh, so I do look forward to that feature. It's cool though. It's nice to see because most of the props we've seen so far aren't as colorful as what you'd expect with the pool table, so it definitely popped out among the other things, which is cool. What will be Town Square's name? Huh, I believe it's part of Ash Hill, which is a place you'll see in the full game. Let me go through my notes real quick. Or Asheville, Ash Hill or Asheville, and I always get that confused. Um, Located. But it's definitely going to be a place in the full game, of course. I'll have to ask if there's a specific name that they have. But really, we've just been referring to it as Town Square. I'll write that down for you. Does Town Square have a name? Cool. Yeah. Scrolling. Ooh, I think Mark is showing Motown the final bill right now. It's pretty cool. What is the best pledge at its price point right now? Ooh, that's a good question. Really, I just say pledge for what you feel you'll enjoy. The most popular one, of course, is the Founder Pledge because it'll get you access to the full game when it's out and any of the pre-release content we put out, so the modules, the beta, so on and so forth. Um, but when I was talking about the changes to the shop earlier, that is kind of the goal uh, to give you guys who pledged early a good deal. Motown was very, very adamant about this, and if I look behind me on the whiteboard, we have a full like list of items that he basically went through extremely thoroughly and made sure that that the pledges would be just really good deals. I don't know what more to say. But he has a whole spreadsheet now. He sent it over to John. John said it looked good. So we have that data now for the new shop, and I'm sure Liam will appreciate that because that's something he needs pretty much. In regard to Dizzy Bill's comment on adding the shooting range, I did inquire about this recently on stream when John did manage to make it on, and I was surprised with the answer. I was under the impression that we would get the most shooting mechanics, like we would take them from module 2 and put them into module 1 for the shooting range, but the art has been ahead of schedule for that stuff, and it looks like that he will definitely try and add in the shooting mechanics far earlier than I expected, which is awesome. I'll throw in that Twitch clip if you don't believe me. It's always good to get the answer straight from John. When will the shooting range be accessible? So that was actually a pleasant surprise to hear because I think having these, incremental updates over time is going to keep people coming back to Town Square. I don't see it as the sort of thing that people will log like 8 hours a day on, but more like you'll log in and play it a little bit, maybe once a day, maybe every few weeks, just to see what's new. And I think that's exciting. $111. Gotta slow down. 111 viewers. Thank you all for popping in. I didn't even tweet out today's. I usually won't tweet it out if we don't have any founders of identity around to help answer questions, but it's always cool to see the artists work on this stuff. I know Jade streams like absolute, like a crazy amount, and it's always cool seeing him interact with the community. Same with these dev streams. It's very nice to show what goes on behind the scenes. And speaking of what's going on behind the scenes, in the most recent dev blog, let me summon that real quick. John did mention the addition of a development tracker with the new website. So that's going to be really cool to see. You'll basically, how to say this? We use like a project manager thing as Rike, so that's where people will get their tasks and things like that. Antoine's very familiar with this. And basically there'll be like an integration with the site where you'll be able to see who's working on what and how long things have been taking and what has been completed. So I think that'll be really cool. It's good to have that transparency with the community, honestly. I think I think that's something that, well, we've been advocating for a while. It's been a community request for a while. I know Motown has brought it up way before I was even here, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, just in general, having these streams is very nice to engage with the community. And I learn a lot too. It's really neat seeing the developers do this stuff. Um, some would say it's a key part of playing the game. All right, all the links are working well. Thanks so much, Little Phantom. Any opinions on Star Citizen? Dude, Motown is like a huge fan of Star Citizen. You could get into conversation with him about it for a long time. Like, I think he's aiming to get like a legit setup at home where you have like analog steering controls. Uh, Definitely, I'll bring it up next time he's on stream. It's a very cool game. Are you designing a phone? Right now, it's just a key and a lock. Later, probably off stream, fire sprinkler, and pretty much whatever we need, the final few things that we can fit in for Town Square's release and beyond, because we'll be adding things in periodically too. Encrypted is the guy talking beach ball. Actually, yes, that is me, the community manager. I do a lot of customer service though, especially around this busy time. If anyone has issues with their pledge rewards or they want a username change, PayPal's not working, anything, they'll come to me and I'll pass it along to the devs or I'll try and get their questions answered. Uh, it's been busy, but good. Days go by quick when you're busy, which is both a blessing and a curse. Hi, all, greetings from Denmark. Hello. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, it's just been busy. It's super hard to get time in with John or Sean. Um, oh wow, Nightbot took a while to give the disc. Oh, never mind, never mind. Thank you, Thieves Jack. Zach J. Hope I pronounced that right. Good storm, 2 inches of ice here in my car in Toronto. Ugh, dude. Like, yeah, it was bad. Yeah, we very rarely get ice storms, so especially in April. Ugh. Big Man Dan 21. My honest answer is I literally haven't heard anything otherwise. Neither has Jade or anyone else you can ask really in terms of the art department and things like that. Yeah, that's really it. I know that the new website is scheduled to come out before or alongside Town Square, along with something showing off some features. Uh, if not a fully fleshed out video, which John does want, but at least something. Um, but yeah, that's my honest answer. I'm anxious and excited for obvious reasons. Yeah, if you control F through the Twitch clip directory, sometimes it works like gold and you'll get your answer right off the bat. But if you try and control F something like TV, TV is in every single link. So I didn't think that through too well. Um, but it is organized by date, so you can go through pretty much in chronological order and you'll be able to listen to all of the VODs in their entirety if you're just, you want to check out what was going on that day. There's only one VOD that wasn't recorded. I think it was in early October, but definitely a useful resource nonetheless. Um, yeah. Yes, the PaySafe card. With the new website, we will be taking credit cards, and I think the partner or I don't have a word for this, but I think we'll be working with something called Global Collect. Just gonna Google that real quick. And I think in some ways they do accept PaySafe, but really right now we're just looking at credit card stuff. Um, I believe for a previous game John worked for, they took or they work with this global collect thing, and PaySafe did work, but it's definitely a big recommendation that I've been giving to John, and we'll see. Um, there's no like specific PaySafe integration we've been working on, but if it happens to work with this global collect thing, then that would be awesome. If not, we'll definitely try and get more payment options in the future because you know, it's always good to have that variety of ways to pay because PayPal just doesn't work very well for some people. It's not even in some countries. So yeah, what is the link to the new website? The new website should probably just be the normal identityrpg.com one. It'll just switch its look when it's completed. Liam has been working diligently on it, and I got a few sneak peeks. I actually wrote some placeholder stuff, at least for the store. I made it look good or sound good anyway, so we'll see if they decide to keep it or not. But yeah, it's looking nice. It's very modern, so to speak. If I were to describe the like HUD, so to speak, it would be kind of like a really nice Twitch stream overlay that works with like moving panels and stuff. Um, I believe I posted a long time ago during the first week I was here a small sneak peek of it on Twitter when I was showing off people's desktop workstations. So maybe I can find that for you. Yeah. Hey Jake. Good to hear that the streams have inspired you. I know Jade told me earlier today, like he's so happy that people look at his streams and are like, "Yo, I want to start doing modeling," and answering and asking questions, and it's a really nice exchange to see. And of course, that goes for any of our artists. Like we've had some incredibly talented people on stream. Antoine here, Philippe, you know, Mark with the 2D art, uh, Marvin. Who else have I had? Miroslav, of course. Dan in the past. Like there's we have a lot of nice artists, and it's awesome to hear that you're taking the plunge because of that. It's a really cool field of work. Like I don't know how else to describe it. I'm not well versed in this at all, but it's uh it's very very amusing, very rewarding. I would assume for these artists to make these models that you'll eventually see in the game. Like it's going to be surreal for them to play the game someday and see all of their stuff. So uh, we're glad that we've been a, a help to you in that way. Blender is a good tool to start out with. As we talked about it in the past, originally when Blender came out, it had a stigma associated with it. It still kind of lingers, but like it's unwarranted now because Blender has improved a lot. Motown will be able to get into a discussion with you about this much better, but it's not a bad tool to begin with. Yeah, I am so slow. Eventually my Twitch chat is going to get cut off. I apologize. You need Founders Pack to play the modules. That is correct. It'll still be offered after the new website goes up with the new shop, but after a while, after that week where everything remains the same, you will see a bit of a price increase for that. So um, my best word of advice is just to uh, check it out when the modules are up, see if you can get any videos from other people, and when we have more media up, especially when we get more like a video or something like that up, just make a decision based off of that. Definitely don't want to incite panic buying because that's just not fun. Um, but yeah, you won't have to worry about getting locked out of module access or beta access if you decide to wait. If it looks really fun later on, you can take the plunge as well. Um, oh, sorry. Is it popping that bad? I have a little mic ball. I think we have, they're called the Hyper Cloud Fury X2s or whatever in the office, but I will move my ball a bit further away and make less popping noises. I apologize. I have the homeowner pack. Do we get to choose what apartment we get, or is it fixed? If your pledge reward package comes with an apartment, that's the one you'll be able to play around with in module 1. If you don't have one in your package, you'll still get the studio apartment. Internally, we've been referring to it as the bachelor apartment as well. It's the same thing. It's just a small apartment you get to test out the customization features with. Um, I'm not too sure if you can choose between the one in your package and the studio, but I'd probably take the one in your package because it'll naturally be a bit bigger, as long as, you know, your package doesn't already include the studio, because it should be the same. Um, Q-tip, yes, originally it was in March for Town Square. I think we announced that back in October. It's on Halloween, I think. In the February devlog, John mentioned that we needed more time to basically make Town Square have a smooth launch, be ready for that sort of thing, and added a few final features. I will throw it in the Twitch chat for you. A lot of people like stopped following the game for a while and then came back, so it's totally fine that you didn't catch that because you'd have to be following the community pretty closely. Um, okay. Oh, the location of your apartment in the full game? Let me look through my big bag of Twitch clips because I think I asked this. Hmm. I believe when you start the game, like the full version of Identity, you'll be able to select between a few cities. If only my big bag wasn't a gajillion lines. I'm just gonna take a few more seconds to look. If I can't find it, I'll try and get it for you later. Ah, shoot, yeah. I'll see if I can get it for you later. I can't wait till the new website has like information that answers all of this. I don't know if we'll have the website, like the new website, have all the new information, but it'll at least have the new shop up. But eventually, it only makes sense to have all of the frequently answered questions on the site somewhere. The old dirt bike, I believe it is a single seater. It's the vehicle I'm actually most interested in of all the pledge reward stuff, solely because it's the only vehicle listed as being off-road capable. So one of the things I want to do when I get the game is just explore and drive around off-road and see what's there. I mean, being a part of the team, I'll probably have a lot of the world map spoiled by then, but it's just something I like doing in sandbox games. So, but yes, a one-seater. Any date for the trailer? No, it's either going to be before or alongside Town Square, but I will link you the most recent discussion I had with John about it on stream. Let me scroll down. Any ETA on a Town Square trailer? And this was for, there we go. Asylum should hire a psychiatrist for the stress beach ball went through. It's tough some days, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's tough, but I'm gonna stick through it. Um, I make train sounds. I apologize. Oh, I see someone talking about how you access your apartments. Basically, in Town Square, there will be, I think it's a hotel. It won't be that in the full game. There'll be a bunch of different areas, but just in Town Square, there's going to be this one singular building where you'll be able to go up an elevator and you'll load into your instanced apartment. So, since they're instanced, there's technically an infinite number of them. You'll just load into your respective one. For the full game, there will be different areas throughout the game world where you can do this. And of course, houses are special. These aren't apartments. Houses are on the server land. Only one person can have one particular house. So that's why that they're going to be more valuable. I am so far behind. I'm sorry. Are there going to be any cryptocurrencies in Identity? That's interesting. I know one of our workers here at Asylum is very interested in crypto. You might be able to get into a cool conversation with them about it. But in terms of using them in the game or just making fictional ones, I'm really not sure. I know he'd probably be interested in it, but we'd have to get the A-OK from John, and I don't think he's thinking about that right now. Will we get an apartment after the full game releases? If your pledge reward package, if you pledged for something and it comes with an apartment, yes, you'll be able to claim it in the full game as well. If not, don't worry, you'll be able to earn one eventually in the full game as well, because we don't want to lock a bunch of stuff out through the shop. That's it's not fun when that happens. Alvis, Alvis E Twitch. My best recommendation would be when the new shop goes up, see if the global collect thing will take PaySafe. And if that doesn't work, then you might need to try PayPal, but we're definitely going to keep trying to get as many options as possible. I know PaySafe has been recommended a lot, like it's very frequently requested. So maybe we can see integration for that in the future if our current options don't offer that functionality. Do you think Steam is well prepared for like day one and how day one is always crazy? That's a good question. I think I asked this a long time ago. Let me go through. I think if I just control F day one. Um, hmm. Are you expecting outages on day one? Let's see what he says here. Mr. Greek Survivor, after the 23rd of April, someone still be able to get the beta module access? Yes, that is correct. The way this works is that when the new site will go up, which will be very soon, uh, before or alongside Town Square, we'll keep the packages as they are for a week at the same prices, and then everything will kind of evolve into individual pieces. So you'll be able to buy things not in packages, but just separately. And one of those things will be beta access. So we'll be offering that availability for the modules for a long time. You don't have to worry about getting locked out, so to speak. I'm looking at this lock. I'm like, I'm on record now. Yeah, we're still scheduled for the 23rd of April. We haven't heard anything otherwise, so that's good. The town square trailer in sight. Uh, well, John said before, alongside town square, so soon. Soon, soon, soon. I wish they were here to help answer these questions, but they are very busy working on this game, so I understand. Ooh, can you tell me why he just made another half sphere on top of the first one? Why is he making everything twice? Uh, I believe, Antoine, if you wanted to go into a bit of an explanation about those little
I'm sure you know
semi-spheres.
why.
Uh, I mean, it's part of the model, but if you're talking about how sometimes artists duplicate things on stream, sometimes they do the high poly and the low poly model side by side.
Yep.
Woo!
Here is my high poly. Here is the low poly, the one that will be in the game. And now I will go baking the high details on the low.
Awesome. Yeah, there you have it. Excellent. And what software is this? This is 3ds Max by the by Autodesk. Um, oh hey Olio, nice to see one of the mods pop in. How are you doing? There's a bit of confusion about the store in the chat. If you have a pledge reward package and it comes with an apartment, you will also get that apartment in the full game. The rewards will carry over into the full game. They're not just for the modules. The only thing that's really just for the modules is like if you just got a founder and that's it. So a founder package has the full game, has the pre-release content access, and you'll get a founder hat in the game. So you'll get a little neat hat that'll have a specific look on it that you won't be able to get later. Um, um, how likely would it be for one of my models to make it into your game? I have asked the devs about doing a contest at some point in the past to get some sort of community generated content into the game. I'll throw it up here for you because this might interest you. Uh, just making sure that the link works. 1 second. Okay, cool, back. How big will the game file size be? I believe for module 1, the last I heard it was around 10 gigs for Town Square. Let me throw in a recent clip I had. How big is the file size for module 1? I'm pretty sure it will reiterate the same thing, but I'll throw in a dev saying it because it's always good to get answers straight from the horse's mouth, as they say. And didn't Summit react to this game? I believe Summit 1G or 1G Summit. I gotta brush up on my Twitch people. But I believe I saw the reaction you're thinking about, and he said it could be good, and I'm happy. I was like, oh, it's so nice. Based off of the gameplay video we put up in February. Assassin's Stabber 5, where can we get the release when Town Square is out? Basically, you will have either a button or some part in the identity website when you log in. There will be some area where you can get your Steam key. I don't know if it'll be a button that says like claim key or if there'll be a login for your Steam on our site, but John will finalize that very shortly. But he said that, yeah, he's going to make sure that there's some part on the site where you can grab a key and that emails will most likely go out to let people know that they can get their key. And then you'll just pop it into Steam like any other game and you'll be good to go. So yes, we are using Steam as the platform of distribution for this. Rosemere, not everyone will get the studio apartment in the full game though. I think we're just giving people the smallest apartment we have right now, just so people can check it out exclusively for Town Square. But those people who don't have any apartments that are getting the free one in Town Square won't get that in the full game. So we definitely don't want to make you feel like you spent the money for nothing, of course. LTA Monroe, I don't think I did get that answer yet. I'll check later. I might have it written down somewhere. Basically, at least once a day, I'll go into John's office. He'll glare at me evilly, and I'll ask some questions that he would otherwise be doing here. Will there be any Easter eggs? I keep shouting at everyone in the office to hide beach balls, but they aren't listening. But we do have some discussion on Easter eggs in the past. I have no idea if there'll be any in Town Square, but it would be cool. Is the game coming out in a week or not? Town Square is scheduled for the 23rd, which is cool. I'm nervous, but I'm also very excited. We haven't heard anything otherwise about a change. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope so. Yes, I do too. It would be nice if the dev said that. Yeah, I would love to get Sean or John here, but they're just so busy working on the game. Will the sports car and the speed demon package be exclusive to these packages? The way it is that the stuff on the store is at the very least going to look unique. So when people see like the sports car from the pledge package, they're gonna know that you got that from the shop. There will be cars that have similar specs in the full game, of course, because that would suck if we had, really good stuff locked behind a paywall. That's exactly what we do not want to do. But there will be some individual unique aspect about the stuff on the shop, just so people know that, hey, this player got this early on or from the shop, and this player earned this in game. But, functionality wise, there will be really fast cars in the full game too. Don't worry about it, Puff Puff. The whole Twitch clip directory is there just so people can skim through highlights in the past if they want to. But yeah, yes. Yeah, that's I know it's a frequent question that comes up on Jade stream, and these we really have not heard anything about a change in when Town Square comes out. That's the honest truth. I don't want any crazy surprises, but it would be very, very close to the date to make a change. So I'm anxious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous, but I'm also excited. That's how I'm feeling. How far does customization go for cars? There was a prototype video posted a while ago that John made, and it's basically it shows what the idea is for it. I'm just gonna go on the identity channel real quick and grab it for you. It's unlisted, but it's totally fine to share. I'm not sure why it's unlisted still. Video manager. While I'm here in the YouTube, let's see. Oh, the crime and punishment video is at 60K. That's not bad. Got a lot more views on other channels and things like that, but cool. Identity vehicle customization unlisted. Let me grab this for you boys, for you lovely folks. Who is that? Is this live or replay? I'm just really slow toxic. That's my apologies. And some are from the Discord, although the only one I answered today from that was I did in the Discord. Yeah. Assassin Stabber, my best recommendation is just to, if you're on the fence about buying something, I don't want to be like a big shill and be like, buy now, just wait on it. There's no rush in purchasing something. I know that's weird for someone a part of the company to say, but I'm a gamer at heart and I don't want people to be like, oh, I shouldn't have got this. So definitely, I want you to make an informed opinion with your hard-earned money, everyone really. So hopefully we get more media out soon, and we can see what other people think, watch videos and things like that. Um, they won't be streaming and working on the actual game. They're extremely busy trying to launch the game. Yeah, it's been impossible to get the devs almost. John showed up a little bit like a few weeks ago, but basically if people have questions, I now just write them down in a notebook, bring it into his office, ask a few of them, and then I come back and give the results. But definitely when Town Square's out, we will be playing with the fans. That'll be fun. Alphony, when will we be getting the Steam keys? I asked John this the other day in his office, and he said probably the day of. And you'll go into your account details or the shop page. There'll be somewhere where you'll be able to claim your Steam key. I know it's not the most specific answer, but that's the most recent thing I got from him. Can you do some streams while working in the engine? As cool as that would be, that kind of throws issue or throws some problems with copyright stuff as you're seeing the internals of the game, and could potentially open up exploits if people know how the game is coded. Uh, and besides, looking at code changing and testing things would be kind of boring. It would be cool if you could see people log in, but yeah, coding streams are just problematic in that way. But can I wait to get videos of the game and then buy them for the same price, or as soon as the new site goes out to public, the prices go up? Whenever the site goes up, the prices will remain the same for a week. If it goes up close near town square, then you'll have some days like while the game is out to make that decision. I did advocate for trying to keep it at least a few days for town square's launch, but I'm not too sure if that's what will actually happen. Regardless, we will definitely try and get media out to show off the features so people can make an informed decision, because you don't want to, go on basically based off of old information. And it would be so cool to see this stuff in action finally. I know John, actually, yeah, I didn't, shoot, I didn't bring this up. On Friday, John was actually, he got all like the licensing ready and done for karaoke, and he was getting songs into the game, which was sick. So we should actually have a set list to go off of soon. The only thing I asked was if he got Africa by Toto, and he said yes. So I'm happy because I like that song just off the top of my head. Oh, thanks for sticking around, people. It's always nice chilling out with you folks. And it's really crazy seeing people from like way back when, way before I was even around, and seeing them pop up and contribute to discussions and stuff. It's really wicked. Um, I like to start from the bottom and work my way up. I'm kind of the same way, Assassin Stabber. Although as I said earlier, that darn dirt bike really intrigues me because I really just want to explore the world. So I might cave in and get that particular item. Mm, Geez, I'm so far behind. I apologize. I am slower than molasses, as they say. I'm not saying you guys are doing something wrong, but I think you should have a date for the trailer. That would be very useful, and I've been pushing for it. I think in the clip, I don't know if I linked it already or if it's above, but soon is the answer I got from John. About apartments, okay, I'll try and make this as clear as possible because I fumbled it earlier. If you don't have any apartments in your pledges, if you just have the one that gives you beta access and things like that, the pre-release content, we'll give you one for free in the town square only, just so you can try out the apartment customization because that's a big feature of Identity. But those people that get them for free that don't have them as part of their pledge package, they won't get them in the full game. You'll have to get one in game or get one from the shop. If you have a pledge reward package currently that has an apartment, you'll get it in both the town square and the full game. It's basically just a matter of us wanting to show off a feature that like we can't show off if you don't have one in town square. So everyone will at least by default get a small apartment to play around with, but the people that have like a luxury apartment in their pledge, they'll get the luxury in the town square and in the full game. The people that just get the studio apartment for free because they don't have one won't get it in the full game. Um, yeah, it's 5 o'clock already. Jumping Jupiters. All right. We do have to wrap this up
Oh
soon.
yeah, I didn't have the time to finish.
Oh no, that's fine, dude. You always do so much in an hour. Like this is looking really good already. Excellent. So yeah, I guess we'll wrap things up from here. Very special thanks to Antoine for showing up and doing some cool modeling for us. I really like how this lock is looking. Very shiny metallic, and the shape is just fine. It's always nice to see identity workers show off their skills, and it's nice to hang out with the community doing this. Once again, I wish I could have gotten John or Sean on stream, but they're extremely busy working on Town Square, touching it up, and getting it ready. So it's a very exciting time to be an identity fan. I'm both nervous but excited. I'm sure a lot of people have a mutual feeling.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't have anyone scheduled for Thursday. I think Mark finished his dollar bill during this stream. If so, I'll try and get him for Thursday because I would love to show that off. Um, and yeah, I know that there are a lot of questions, and got to slow down. I know that there are a lot of questions I didn't get around to. I'll definitely try and answer them when I can. If you guys want to yell at Beach Ball on Discord, feel free, and I will log your questions and try and get them answered by John tomorrow or in the future, or on a future stream when the devs show up. Or you can whisper the channel here or message Beach Ball on the forums under the staff directory. I'm sure if you've been on the identity website before, if you community in the top, you'll be able to find me. Um, and yeah, it's been a pretty good Tuesday. The weather is looking maybe a little bit better outside. I don't know, but we're all praying for warmer weather and a very nice end of the April. We're already in the middle of it, so. But yeah, thank you all for coming out. We had a really good turnout, even though I didn't even tweet it out today. I usually won't tweet out the streams if there are no founders of Identity around to discuss things. But yeah, it's really great to see you guys super involved. I will try and get you more information when I can. I asked John daily, like, are there any specific dates for the trailer or the website? And I haven't been given anything specific yet, apart from the fact that that stuff will be out before or alongside Town Square, which isn't really saying much that you guys will not already know, but I'll keep pushing for answers because it's good to know that stuff. So, um, give me some recommendations for streamers Thursday if I can't get Mark, but if I can, show off the dollar bill. Looks cool. This lock looks really cool, even though Antoine isn't done yet. He works extremely fast. It's amazing you can start from simple square and make these cool things. And yeah, I think that's it. So we will see you guys Thursday. Have a great night, everyone. Stay safe. If you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and we will see you around.
Good night. See ya.